Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Kowalski here. How are you doing? How are things going with you? Now, if the HIV thing, if the HIV scare and pharmacological abuse that followed was premeditated, you know, just take accountability and tell me. But I need to realize, nobody did it to me. Nobody had premeditated intentions to do that to me. If they did, just tell me the fucking truth. Tell me the fucking truth. But apparently they did not have premeditated, nefarious intentions. I just feel like everybody's fucking lying to me and deceiving me, and I don't know. I don't know. I guess toggle the switch to off. If I'm being deceived by my mother, father, stepfather, family, friends, and so on, just stop lying to me and just take accountability and tell me the truth. Just tell me the fucking truth. I mean, it's ridiculous. Just tell me the fucking truth. If they had nefarious, premeditated intentions to hurt me, just tell me. But I don't think they did. So, just toggle the switch to off. I mean, the social media content looks very, very fishy to me. It looks very suspicious. It looks like they had premeditated intentions to do it. But I just whatever. At this point, I mean, I saw something on TikTok that says, ultimately, in order to believe a narrative, you have to, at some point, I forget exactly what the person said, but you have to, want to believe it. You have to. I don't know why I feel like everybody's fucking lying to me. The reason I don't believe their narrative that they did not have nefarious premeditated intentions is because I think I'm being gaslit and deceived. I think there's definitely hidden realities. I just think that's it. I don't want to believe they did not pharmacologically abuse me because there are clearly hidden realities, and I think they had nefarious intentions. But maybe it is delusions. Maybe it is psychosis. So, marijuana therapy wants to know what happened with the popcorn thing. I was talking to my father about going to a movie today, and he was talking about popcorn like it was a double entendre for sex, like it was a sexual innuendo. And he denies that, he was, he was talking about like nothing's better than popcorn, is anything more satisfying? He was talking about like popcorn like it was a fucking sexual experience. And he knew exactly what he was saying. He knew exactly what he was doing. He denies it. But he was talking about fucking popcorn like it was a fucking orgasm. And he knows he was. He knows he was. It's not funny. Just tell me the truth. You were narcissistically baiting me. You wanted me to react. You wanted to get me to. You wanted to rile me up. Horn Dog says it's very obvious they had these intentions for years to try to metaphorically abuse you. I really think they did. I really think, quite frankly, they would. I don't want to think, obviously their intentions were nefarious, but it's quite clear they were. And all the unfortunate things. I don't want to think they had, nefarious premeditated. Let's just change the side. Somebody says why. I suspect the reason they were doing it was because they wanted to scapegoat me and blame me for being evil. I mean, I was the scapegoat of the family even prior to the intergender wrestling 20 to 25 years ago. But after the intergender wrestling, I suspect my mother and stepfather. And my mother, I mean, hated my father, and I was just scapegoated and blamed for everything, and they were just torturing me basically because Um, you know, that's basically what was going on. So he says it's becoming increasingly obvious after the intergender wrestling, things changed in the family for the worse, and Dale is behind most of it. It's probably true. It's probably true. I definitely suspect my mother and stepfather were getting sadistic pleasure from my suffering. Um, I really believe that. But, ultimately, there's not enough evidence, and they won't take accountability. They won't admit they had nefarious intentions. So, somebody says, why was the intergender wrestling so bad? Seems normal to me. I suspect my stepfather, well, I suspect behind closed doors, my stepsister had a problem with it. Nobody ever actually told me anybody had a problem with it. I'm just piecing the puzzle together over the past year or two, based on clues people have been giving me. But apparently, people are leading me to believe my stepsister must have complained to my family about it. And my stepfather, obviously, that's his daughter, so he's going to resent me for it and torture me for it. That's what I suspect took place. Nobody's confirmed and corroborated this, and anytime I try bringing it up, they make it really uncomfortable. So I'm just piecing the puzzle together, and nobody's telling me anything. All right, just toggle the switch to off. Toggle the switch to off. Let's change the topic to something more fun. So I saw a movie today with a. I walked out of the movie, quite frankly. It was called. Let's toggle the switch to fun here. I went to the movie with a man, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I know some people were saying in the past, um, you know, I walked out of the movie. I told him I wasn't feeling well. I told him, "Look, dude, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to leave." I mean, I don't dislike this guy. I like this guy. I wish him the best, but I'm not looking to get too close to him, if you know what I mean. Somebody says, why do you keep going to film? I mean, somebody says, why do you keep going to films with him if you hate them and just go outside the whole time? Well, I'm lonely. I would just sit in fucking solitude and walk around the neighborhood if I wasn't going to the films with him. So I don't know what's worse, going on these, getting really close with a guy, or, I mean, obviously, I'd rather be watching a movie with a lady. I'd rather have a girlfriend. That's what I want. I want a sexy girlfriend, a sexy lady. And I don't want to be sitting next to a dude, eating our popcorn. That's not what I'm looking for. I mean, I guess is it better? Is it better than just sitting in solitude? I don't know. Is it better than sitting in solitude? Maybe not. So he says, if you don't want to go on dates with a man, then why are you asking men on dates? Well, I thought about it as just like a friendship meet, like me and a buddy seeing a movie together. But yeah, it's getting a little. It's getting a little. I don't want to get too close to this guy, I like him. He's a cool dude, but I like ladies, you know. Horn Dog says, unfortunately for you, I think solitude might be better than getting really close with a dude, you know? Yeah. I mean, Sam was a different story, even though we don't see each other anymore, because, you know, I don't think Sam was interested in me. I wasn't interested in Sam. You know, with yeah. I don't know what he's been up to, but yeah, I mean, somebody said, or like Man Crush Ed. I mean, even maybe I was maybe maybe I was like, you know, maybe Man Crush Ed. Whatever, whatever. Let's. I just want I want a girlfriend. I mean, I want romance, but with a woman. You know, that's what I want. Romance with a woman, a cute woman. You know, Brian says, I feel like every social thing triggers you, but you also hate loneliness. That's a very fair point. I'm very socially awkward. I got no social skills. I get bad panic attacks. I want to run out of everywhere, you know. So we got Mark in the house. Hey, you know, Mark's cool. Actually, I just saw Mark uh, yesterday, I think. And it went well. It was my first time seeing Mark in quite some time. Uh, I dig Mark. Mark's a good buddy. To be honest with you, this guy that I see movies with, I don't even dislike him. It's just that I'm getting a little too close to him, and I don't want to get too close to him. You know, I like him as a friend. I like him as an acquaintance. I like him as a person. You know, I don't dislike him necessarily. It's just I don't want to like him too much. You know. Yeah, I don't think I'm gay. I don't think I'm gay. Because I certainly want the ladies. I certainly want the ladies, you know. Horn Dog asks, is this guy looking for something more? I don't know, but it's possible, and I don't want to get too close to him, you know. I don't want to get too close to another dude. So that's the reason I walked out of the movie. That's the reason I left. I'm like, look, I like you, but you know, I don't want to sit beside you. The movie was called "I Know What You Did Last Summer." It was about you know some kids that killed somebody, and you know somebody's like, "I know what you did," and I don't know where this was going, but um, I didn't feel like sitting beside a dude watching this. I would rather be alone. Somebody asks, did he keep the popcorn on his lap? So he says, sounds like a bad movie. Yeah, it probably was going to be a bad movie. And if I sat through the movie, it probably would have been tortured. I probably would have been tortured if I sat through that movie. So thankfully, I think I made the right call. I think I made the right decision to get up and leave. I mean, I don't want. I mean, maybe I should have sat through the movie just because I didn't want to be mean to him or rude to him. And I like him. I like him. I don't like being mean to people. I don't like being rude to people. But I'm like, no, this is just not happening. You know, I'm like, I mean, I don't like being mean and rude to people, but I'm like, I'm just, this is just not happening today. No, I do want to be friends with him, but friends at a distance. You know, I don't, I want to be friends. That's it. Kind of like I'm just friends with Mark. You know, I want to be just friends, not nothing more than that. You know, just kind of like I was with Sam. I mean, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. But you know, I'm not looking. I'm not looking for. I'm not. I don't want to get too close to him. You know. You know, Bianca says, "Why don't you two just watch a movie on the couch at your apartment and make popcorn there?" He actually invited me over his house, which I'm not going to be going to. So he says, "Are there any ladies at NAMI that you could date?" I hope so. I want to meet a lady. I really want to meet a girlfriend. Um, I hope to meet a girlfriend soon. So. I hope to meet a girlfriend soon. Should I go get some cheesecake? I think I'm kind of. Should we do a fitness check? I haven't done one in a while. Should I get into my underpants and show you how I look physically? I want to get a piece of cheesecake from Whole Foods, but I don't want to get a belly. I don't want to get a stomach. Should I get into my underpants? Horn Dog says it's time for a fitness check. All right, yeah, it's been a while since we've done a fitness check. Okay. One sec, guys. I'm going to get into my underpants. I'm going to be off camera here. Don't look. Don't look. Don't, you know. All right. I'm taking off my pants right now. Now it's time for me to take off my shirt. Okay, here we go. This is how I look. This is how I look in my underpants. How do you? Yeah. See, I want to get a piece of cheesecake, but I don't want to get a belly. I want to look pretty sexy for the ladies, you know. Somebody says, "This is Andrew before the cheesecake." This is Andrew before the cheesecake. Somebody says, "Get a piece of cheesecake, then work it off." The fruits of my body. The fruits of my body. Somebody says, "Get a piece of cheesecake, then work out. Earn that cheesecake." Should I put my clothes back on, or do you want to see me perform a song in my underpants? Clothes back on. I gave you a fit check. Somebody says, "Sing a song." What song would you like me to sing? I'm gonna put my clothes back on. Thanks for watching. I gave you a fitness check there. I gave you a little fitness check. Put my clothes back on now. All right. I wasn't necessarily nervous about singing. I'm just kind of getting tired. It's 7 p.m., so I like to sing in the morning. I know, like these pop stars when they go live, you know, and sing about 8 p.m. But me, I sing early in the morning. Horn Dog says it's probably time to lay down. Then, yeah, maybe get a piece of cheesecake and lie down. The fruits of my body. The fruits. Horn Dog asks, "When's the last time you had Cold Stone?" Yeah, it's been a while since I've had Cold Stone. Maybe some ice cream would satisfy. I mean, ice cream is definitely that runs into ice cream is definitely not a romantic partner, but all right. I think I'm gonna peace out here. I think I'm gonna hit the bricks. So there's a lot of sugar mamas at Whole Foods. A lot of sugar mamas. Yes, true. Maybe I could get a sexy sugar mama from Whole Foods. Sexy 50-year-old lady. All right. Somebody says Whole Foods is one of the best places to find sugar mamas and cheesecake. Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right. Do I have a plan for the week? Well, I got a social worker on Wednesday. I got the art class on Tuesday and Thursday. But kind of, sort of. All right, guys. Peace out.